Hi team, I've got a video today on 2A, which is called Basic Geometric Objects in your textbook. Really in this chapter we are talking about how to describe different lines and objects in terms of angles. Okay, I'll just move my face down here so I'm not in the way. Okay, I'll just grab my pen ready. I am organised, I promise. Okay, green today. Okay, so again, I'm just going to go through some vocabulary, and you need to learn how to use the correct vocabulary when you're describing different lines and angles and things. So I'm going to talk about that today and just go through some examples with you, and then again point you to a video that is really helpful to practice. Okay, so firstly, there is a PowerPoint on this as well, I should say, that is good to flick through. I will attach that too. So a point is usually labelled with a capital letter, and it's next to or very close to a dot that is labelling that point. Okay, so here's an example of point P. If it was called something else like, I don't know, B or C, we would call it point B or point C. Okay, cool. A line passing through 2 points, that's what we would classify as a line. So we would call it, in this case, line AB, or we could also say line BA because they're connected. And the key thing there is that it passes through 2 points and keeps going. And we can see that in this example. It's got arrows to show that. Usually we would say them in alphabetical order, and that comes a little bit more helpful later on. Okay, so that's a line passing through AB. Okay, a plane in terms of geometry is a flat surface that extends indefinitely, labelled here by the lines showing it keeps going off without stopping, without ending. Next one we have is collinear. Okay, so when we break that word down, co means together, linear meaning line, so points that are together on the same line. Okay, so points that all lie on a single line, we call them collinear. So point A, B and C are collinear in this example. If two lines meet, an intersection point is formed. So that's two lines that meet like this, for example. And this would be our intersection point. And if it's three or more lines that intersect at the same point, we would call that concurrent. Okay, so they are concurrent lines. Okay, next one. A line segment, or we can also call it an interval, is part of a line with a fixed length. That means that it stops at some point, so there would not be any arrows on this line, and has end points. So if the end points are A and B, in this example we would call it segment AB or segment BA if you must. But alphabetical makes me much more happy. So try and do it that way. Okay, so line segment AB. So the difference between that and our line up here is that this line keeps going forever, and it's shown on this diagram with the arrows. This line segment, or part of a line, stops at point A and then again at point B. Okay, then we have a ray. So a ray is part of a line with an end point A in this example, and it passes through point B and then it keeps going and off into one direction. Not the band, but you know, the line in one direction. So it's kind of like a mix between a line segment, which stops at each end, and a line which keeps going on both directions. Okay, so like a halfway point almost. Okay, when two rays or lines meet, an angle is formed at the intersection point, and we call that the vertex. Now we would casually sometimes call the vertex the corner. You can think of it that way if you like. So vertex is the point that they meet. And usually that will be labelled with a letter as well, which helps to identify an angle. And then the two rays that come off it and keep going, that's why they're a ray, we call them the arms of the angle. Okay, and this one you would know. An angle is named using 3 points with the vertex at the middle point. That's really important to remember. Okay, so we would call it angle, in this case, ABC, or, if you had to, CBA. Okay, we wouldn't call it CAB because the vertex needs to be the middle letter. And in this case, the vertex is B, so B has to be in the middle if we're correctly describing that angle there. We also, just to point out here, we use this little angle sign. So we're not going to write the word angle every time we talk about an angle. We just use this sign, angle A, B, C. Okay. And of course, we would also use this little curved section there to mark the angle in a shape or an angle by itself. We could also label it. Sometimes it's labelled like this with an A, like an algebraic A, or a B, small b, lowercase, or any letter. And unless it's a right angle, and we know that it's a right angle because we use our little square symbol instead of a curved sign. Okay, oh, before I go, one other thing I was going to show you. If you go again to 2A, and down the bottom of the section area, that's everything I went through just before. Oh no, it's not. This is grade 10. I don't know why it does that. Guys are not quite ready for grade 10 yet. Okay, 2A, okay. And then I go down the bottom of 2A for year 7. This is all the things I went through just now. Some building understanding questions we will do in class. And then if I click on the example, that's in Word form, what it's going to talk through. And then if I click on here, there's a video there as well.